Hello Language Freaks, good morning. Wollt ihr wissen, was der Schlüssel ist zu perfektem Rührei, Scrambled Eggs? Es ist Restwärme, also immer wenn ich Rührei koche oder also Eier im Allgemeinen, ist das Herd nie wirklich an, weil direkter Heiz das alles zu schnell kocht. Und deswegen benutze ich immer also den Heiz vom Bacon oder sowas, wenn ich was anderes koche. Oder wenn ich nur Eier mache, dann also erwärme ich die Pfanne und dann schalte ich alles aus, bevor ich also die Eier in die Pfanne gieße. So feel lucky that I just shared that with you, you know. See, like the scrambled eggs, they have to look a little bit dirty. I feel like English, we kind of got cheated out of a phrase for bon appetit. We just say bon appetit, we just use the French one. I feel super excluded. Like Spanish, they get buen provecho, bon appetit in French. Even German, they say guten Appetit. They even made it a little bit German with the guten. Heute haben wir eine Situation für uns. Ich wurde eingeladen, wieder als Gast ins Easy German Podcast zu kommen. Ist das nicht toll? Oh mein Gott. Ja, es ist toll, aber gleichzeitig fühle ich mich terrified. Weil das einfach, also ich denke, es ist so viel Druck auf einen Podcast für Deutschland zu kommen und kein perfektes Deutsch zu haben, weiß nicht. Ich war schon mal auf dem Easy German Podcast. Wir haben anfangs 2023 eine Folge zusammen aufgenommen. Und ja, letzte Woche, Manuel hat mich geschrieben und meinte, hey, du lebst jetzt in Berlin, willst du eine neue Folge aufnehmen? Und of course I do, the fuck. Aber ich denke, ich muss drauf vorbereiten, weil wir ein bestimmtes Thema bereden werden. Und zwar Lebensqualität zwischen Deutschland und in den USA. That's what we're doing today. We are prepping for the podcast. I'm going to listen to my first Easy German podcast episode because if you can believe it, I have never listened to my own podcast episode with Easy German all the way through just because I think I was scared of the cringe. I listened to a little bit of it. Yeah, maybe also tonight I'll practice at Lingopie in my Patreon community. If you don't know, I recently started a Patreon/Discord community where, yeah, it's just everyone who loves languages coming together. Next month I'm planning so many cool events. We have journaling sessions, we co-work, we watch movies and documentaries and things like that together. My favorite part is that every day we have like language practice hours that if you want to come practice a language, you can just with other people in the community, whether that's other learners or native speakers. And it's a lot of fun. Every week I post like practice prompts in the community. We have a resource library. We share our wins every Wednesday. I call it Wednesday. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening. So anyways, I think I will maybe top off the day with some practice in my community. So we'll see how it goes. I'm also just gonna freestyle a little bit depending on how I'm feeling. Okay, I'm gonna finish my breakfast and then we will get ready and go. I actually decided to finish my breakfast in bed because it's the weekend and I'm an adult. And I cannot have a meal without watching something. So to warm up my brain, I'm watching King of Stonks on Lingopie. Thank you, Lingopie, for sponsoring this video. It's like Netflix, but for language learners. Watch this, watch this. Boop. I've been using Lingopie for the longest. It's one of my go-tos when I have like zero energy, but I still want to immerse in my target languages. And they have 13 languages. A lot of y'all tell me that you want to consume more content in your target languages like shows, movies, documentaries, but you can't understand it without subtitles or it's too fast. Lingopie is like the solution to all of that. Like not only do you have double subtitles, like your target language and English, but you can also click on whatever words you don't know and save them to review later. Using Lingopie, I feel like I've just been able to turn so much of my passive vocabulary into active vocabulary that I actually remember to use in conversations. Like you're not just seeing the words on a screen, you can interact with the words, you can hear them spoken, and they give you the tools to review them afterwards. Like you can review with their flashcards, they make pop quizzes for you. I like doing flashcards, but I hate actually making them. So basically what I'm saying is if Lingopie was a person, like I need to kiss them. Let me kiss your feet. Don't be shy. Come here. It just makes practicing with content in my target language a lot more seamless. Like everything's all in one place. So lazy language learners, you gotta get on this. If you want to try Lingopie for free and learn languages through movies and TV instead of that same old dusty, crusty, musty textbook you got, I'll leave you a link in the description.
I never made the party cause I felt the paper bag. Gotta get this money cause you know I never had it. I'm feeling like Badu, the way I carry my baggage. This heavy load on my shoulders might turn me to a savage. Is that why I gotta fight to get respect? That's a shame, who's to blame? I don't know, but all I know is that we still rocking them chains. Still taking that wheel, still trying to get paid.
Also ich habe 2 Züge genommen, um hier zu kommen. Es ist einer meiner Lieblingscafés in Berlin. Lass uns einfach sagen, dass mein Outfit passt nicht zum Wetter. In Berlin regnet es seit einer Woche, ununterbrochen oder so. Ich habe die Nase davon voll. Also jeden Tag, Stunde nach Stunde. Like it's Ronald Reagan up in here. Hallo. Ich nehme ein Latte.
Ein Latte? Gerne mit Hafermilch oder Kuchen?
Normales Milch.
Macht dann 5 Euro. My favorite booth is free. This is officially the best day ever.
And we have our latte. I ordered a latte. I still say latte, but she said latte. So apparently Germans call this latte. Okay, so our first order of business. Leute, ich cringe mich schon tot. Also das ist meine Easy German Folge, also von 2 Jahren oder so. Ich sehe schon, also auf dem Transkript, wie viele Fehler ich gemacht habe. So yeah, what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna listen to this all the way through. It's 43 minutes. I'm just gonna take note of all the little mistakes that I made, or maybe things that I would just like to not say in this new episode and maybe improve on. And hopefully I can get some new vocab or just, review vocab out of this. So, but Elysse, what do you actually do with new vocabulary once you have a list? How do you actually practice it? Well, of course, flashcards are the classic answer, but I'm not such a flashcards girl. I love writing practice sentences and reading them out loud. I like journaling with new words, or my favorite recently is making mind maps and like brainstorming associated words, synonyms, antonyms. Also, really quick, I just wanted to say I love Easy German's transcript tool they have. It follows the podcast with vocab notes, which is very cool. But when it comes to practicing new vocab, just be creative, try the methods I mentioned, and hey, before you comment, why are you holding your pen like that? I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe you nothing. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye. Leute, ich cringe mich tot. Oh mein Gott. Cringe is over. Ich denke einfach, also ich bin ein bisschen unhöflich manchmal oder schroff rübergekommen, weil ich einfach so scheu und nervös war, ich denke. Like sometimes a topic would come up and it's a topic that I have a lot to say about, but I just could not. I was like so scared to like make mistakes or sound weird, and so I think I just sound kind of dry, like when he would ask me stuff. Ich denke, das wäre mein größtes Ziel dieses Mal, also vielleicht ein bisschen mehr von meiner Persönlichkeit rauszubringen. Aber ich habe eine ganze Liste jetzt von Wörtern oder also Fehler, die ich gemacht habe, aber auch also bestimmte Ausdrücke oder also Wörter, die Manuel gesagt hat. Zum Beispiel in einer Sprache baden, like to immerse in a language, sich Kopf um etwas machen, also like mach dir keinen Kopf, like don't worry, mach dir keine Sorge. So I feel crazy right now, also ich bin total ausgecringed, like I'm cringed out. I'm also hopped up on caffeine, I don't know how to say that. Ich trinke sehr selten Kaffee, also wenn ich das schon trinke, ich denke, ich bekomme also sehr starken Herzschlag oder so. Okay, so these are my podcast notes, like kind of how I'm preparing myself and what topics I want to bring up. So of course we're going to do the introduction, the Vorstellung, and yes, I'm like preparing my Vorstellung a little bit just so I don't forget any important points, and also like das ist mein erster Eindruck, weißt du, and like I don't want to be blabbering on my first paragraph type shit. But then also Manuel, he said we're going to do segments. He thinks it's better like just split up into 2 segments. So the first one they do all the time, I love this segment, it's called Das nervt, like literally that's annoying. It is a very German thing to always be like, yes, let's complain first. So that's going to be our first segment. So this Das nervt is like things that are worse than in the US. And honestly, I feel like I had a harder time coming up with stuff for this part of the segment because I feel like generally my view on living in Germany is like my life has a better quality. My first instinct is not to complain. I think all of the most annoying stuff like bureaucracy and stuff is behind me. Ooh, I actually just got an idea really quick. How do you say that? The crosswalk light. In Berlin, I don't know if this is just a Berlin thing or if it's freaking Germany or what, but the crosswalk light here, it's on for like 10 seconds. It is so short and it doesn't make any sense because German people walk very slow. So I don't know why the crosswalk times are so much shorter here. And also, unlike the US, they don't have like a counter. Like in the US, there's a countdown so you can see how much time left you have to cross the street, and they don't do that here. But honestly, I think it says a lot about my quality of life, mein Lebensqualität in Deutschland, dass das wichtigste Thema ist bei mir, also the crosswalk light, weißt du? So I think the bigger part of the podcast is going to be like, das ist schön, like things that are better in Germany and in Berlin. Of course, you have like the topics that people talk about all the time, like it's safer, you get like paid time off at work and stuff like that, just like typical, like we're in Europe type shit, But this term I really like, and this is something that I feel like not everyone talks about, is walkability in cities. So Fußgängerfreundlichkeit. I had to look up how to say this in German. I just love the way it sounds. It's like pedestrian friendliness. So yeah, I want to talk about how fußgängerfreundlich Deutschland und Europa allgemein ist. And because it's fußgängerfreundlich, you can also get a lot more exercise, and it's a lot healthier. If you walk more, you're going to be healthier. Makes sense, right? I feel like in the US we're just not as motivated to walk because of the infrastructure, so then that also contributes to kind of our sedentary lifestyle. So I want to talk about that in so many words. Ich bin echt aufgeregt. So I'm going to fill these in a little bit. Just find some phrases I can use. Dann werden wir ein bisschen Sprachen üben. I'm gonna practice speaking and you guys get to watch. Okay, ich werde zum ersten also einfach vorlesen und dann vielleicht ein bisschen freestylen oder so. Okay, etwas, was ich an Berlin und an Deutschland liebe, das wäre die Fußgängerfreundlichkeit. Und ich liebe diesen Begriff Fußgängerfreundlichkeit. Das ist einfach so buchstäblich vielleicht. Ich glaube, das ist ein Thema, über das die Leute, vor allem junge Leute, immer mehr reden und was mich sehr freut. Ich würde sagen, der größte Teil der USA ist nicht fußläufig. Außerhalb von Großstädten wie New York oder Chicago und so muss man echt also ein Auto haben und um einfach sich fortzubewegen oder rumzubewegen und ein Leben zu führen. Da, wo ich herkomme, in Florida, im Süden, gab es nur, ich denke, eine Buslinie, die alle 3 Stunden kam. Und ich hasse das einfach. Ich denke, hier in Europa, also in Deutschland und Berlin, vielleicht weil die Städte einfach älter sind die mehr, also es gibt mehr Rücksicht auf Fußgänger und auf Leute, die gar nicht fahren wollen. Okay, 5 Stunden später, es regnet immer noch und ich bin jetzt auf dem Weg zu einem anderen Café, um eine Freundin zu treffen. Sie heißt Angela, sie kommt aus China. Wir werden ein bisschen über das Deutschlernen reden. Also sie wollte mich to pick my brain über das Deutschlernen, weil sie den ganzen Sommer in Berlin verbringt. Und ja, ich denke, es wird Spaß machen. Aber ich habe ein bisschen Hunger, also ich denke, ich werde einen Dönerort oder so in der Nähe suchen. Hi, Kollegassen. Ich nehme ein großes Dönerbox zum Mitnehmen.
Mit Pommes oder mit Salat?
Mit Salat, bitte.
Gerne.
Danke.
Hat Salat alles bitte?
Ja.
Tamam. Heute Chefteller?
Çok az Türkçe konuşuyorum.
Was kostet?
Achso,
Ich spreche nur wenig Türkisch.
also, wie viel kostet das eigentlich? Teuer bisschen.
Ja, aber es ist neu, also ich dachte, warum ein bisschen vloggen. Foto yok, video. Evet. Wow. Skills.
YouTube'da isim neydi?
Ja.
Hadi Chefteller und
Ja.
Richtig. Abone ol.
Ja, ich mache so Videos auf
viel Mayo,
Deutsch,
bitte.
Türkisch auch manchmal.
Okay. Woher kommst du?
Ich komme aus den USA.
USA? Ja. Amerika.
Ja, Amerika. Dankeschön. Vergessen. Danke, tschüss. That was so funny. Those guys are so nice. I love being human. I just love human interactions. Oh, look at these flowers. Wow, these are pretty. Wow. Cinematic out here. We cinematic. I think I'm late now to meet Angela because I was just chopping it up with those guys, trying out my baby Turkish. Honestly, I need to stop doing this where I go into Turkish speaking places, whether it's a Späti or a dinner place or something, and I throw them the kolay gelsin, and then they're like, oh my god, Turk business. And I'm like, wait, no. I'm here with Angela. Hello.
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 We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
She's gonna teach me some Chinese slang. Oh, and I'm gonna teach her some German slang if I can access that from the depths of my brain. So, what is the most necessary slang I need to have to relate to the kids in Chinese?
I think a lot of people will learn really official sounding hi and bye. So I was just thinking about this the other day, and everyone's always oh, ni hao is hello and 再见 is bye, but nobody really says that. The more casual way of saying it actually sounds more like English, right?
Yeah.
So we have hello and hi. Instead of saying 再见, people would just be bye bye. Bye bye.
People do that in German too. They're just hi, bye.
Yeah, but it sounds like Chinese. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah. Okay, so what can I teach you in German? There's a couple different ways to say dude, some of which are kind of controversial because people think. Okay, I'll just get into it. So I think the more
Okay.
neutral one is Alter.
Alter?
I think it might be a shortened version of alter Freund, like an old friend, not sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say isn't alt old?
Have you heard that before?
No.
Okay.
Alter.
People say alter, dude or man.
I'll
But
be using
then
that one.
also the one that you probably hear a lot in songs and stuff is digga.
Huh?
Digga.
Digga?
Digga. And so
Okay.
it comes from dicker Freund, like literally a thick friend, but like a close friend.
Okay.
English-speaking people are thinking that it's just like
Okay.
their substitute for the N-word.
Yeah, I was gonna
Which
say this kind of
it's-
sound like the N-word.
I low-key, I think Germans are pushing it a little bit. They're like, oh no, it means something different. I'm like, but you're using it in the same way that people use the N-word in English.
I'm
so I
gonna
don't
stick
know.
to Alta.
Yeah, we'll stick to it. Geil, which is
Geil?
It literally means horny, like Geil. But people say, oh my god, this is geil, like geil.
Ah,
So
geil.
it's weird. Kannst du dir kurz vorstellen? Can you introduce yourself really quick auf Deutsch?
Ja, hallo, ich heiße Angela.
Angela, wait, yeah, like Angela Merkel.
Angela Merkel. Und ich komme aus Kanada und China. Ich koche gern.
Ah, du kochst gerne.
Ja.
Wie alt bist du?
Sorry.
Wie alt? How old?
24 Jahre.
Oh, ich bin älter als dir. Older than her. Didn't know that. Well, älter als du. Oh my god, I'm already corrupting her German. This is bad. Alright, tschüssi. She's been dying to say that the whole time. Hallo, wir sind wieder zu Hause. Danke, dass du dieses kleine Vlog angeschaut hast. I'm gonna finish my döner box because I did not get a chance to do that yet. It's just so I'm trying out like a new vlog format, trying to show you guys my everyday life, studying languages, living abroad, all that good jazz, introduce you to the people in my life. I really like it. I hope you guys like it too. But yeah, look at this little kitty. All right, goodbye.